we want you guys to look at this data and compare it to today. I don't think it's gonna crash this year. '06, '07, '08. Let's look at those data.
This is fun.
So 2006, average days on the market, look, 90 to 100 days.
This is so important for you guys to know. And the reason being from the lending point of view, okay, guys, on a normal market, the houses will sit for about 2 to 3 months. So this is actually almost normal. But the reason why this is important is because most people don't consider the crash until 2008. But if you really truly look at the data, it's because there was such an influx of inventory at that time.
Oh yeah,
Most
I haven't even got to the inventory yet.
Yeah, people weren't noticing that just yet. So that's why this is going to come into play later on. I'm excited to see this. I'm so excited that you're sharing this.
Now, if we go to sold price, average sold price was around 400K.
Hasn't peaked yet.
No, it has not.
That's important to know. That's important to know.
Now, months of inventory. Look at that. 7 to 8 month worth of inventory, Lisa, in 06.
But wait, how much again?
7 to 8 month worth of inventory. And today, it's only like 0.4. Not even 1 month. So this is a lot of inventory.
See, that's the thing. The writing was always on the wall. People just didn't see it.
Let's go to 07. Look at the inventory. 11 to 12 months, Lisa.
Woo!
If this was the problem we're having today, Lisa, every buyer will be able to find a home like that.
And that's the thing. If your realtor is not data-centric and looking at this for you to say, okay, is it a good time for you to jump in? Remember, good time or bad time, the market is what the market is. Whether or not it's a good time for you to buy is a totally different story. So it doesn't always correlate, guys.
Let's go to the sold homes. You see this chart? See how it's going down?
Mm-hmm. So 07 was already starting to go down.
The average sold price was $312,000. This is just 07. This is not even 08 yet.
Look at how quickly it turned in just 1 year, though.
And
again, people didn't really consider that the crash yet, though. That's the important thing that people, you as the public gotta know, is that wasn't even considered the crash yet. And yet it was already, the writing was more than relevant. The data was there to already show proof that the market was crashing.
So let's look at days on the market. 100 days on average. This is why, if you guys watch some of my other videos from the channel archives, you guys always hear me say, the reason I don't believe a crash or a correction is coming anytime soon is because sellers are leveraging right now off the market. There's no inventory and homes are being sold in 10 days. And look, 07, homes were being sold on average 109 days.
This is how you actually visually see the supply and demand happening.
Here's what happens when it gets this long for a seller to sell their home. They reduce their price. And that's why you start seeing this. That's why you start seeing the chart go down. Because sellers are thinking, man, it's been a month. I haven't received an offer yet. Maybe my home is too high. Let's reduce it 5,000. They keep reducing it until it gets to like close to 100 days. And then boom, a buyer comes in and snatches it up. And then it's already been recorded that it was on the market for over 100 days. That's how these data are being calculated. So sold/original listing price. This is saying 89% of sellers got what they listed the home for during 07. Today, it's like 110% of sellers are getting what they're asking for.
That data is very important.
Let's go over to 08. So now it's on average 70 days. Let's figure out why.
So what I'm guessing, because I was there, I started in 2007 in this industry, is that when home prices start to go down, then people are starting to get interested again.
That's why it went down from 109 days on average to 70 days on average in 08. Because this is 08 now, okay? And because look, prices, active sold price was 198,000. It got cut in half from 317.
Man, who wishes they could buy a house for 200,000 right now?
On average, this is Sac County. On average, a home was sold at barely 200K. 2008 months of inventory. Look how it went from 11 months to 3 months.
Can we take a look at the average home prices then?
200K.
One of the details that people forget too, or people don't see, is that in a good market and a bad market, the numbers of people buying are actually quite similar. Okay, as Chia showed, the numbers are quite similar because when you're a savvy buyer, you always want to buy low, not high, right? Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. That's the same thing in stocks and in real estate. So if there's the same numbers, how come the market changes all the time? Depends on what type of buyer is buying. So what type of
Yeah.
buyer do you want to be?
During this time, a lot of investors were buying.
Yep.
That's why the months of inventory got reduced from 11 months to barely over 3 months. It was starting to stabilize again. This is towards the end of '08 also, by the way. So in the middle of this, remember, a lot of banks got bailed out by the treasury. So a lot of these banks that got bailed out started implementing new programs, buying programs.
Yeah. And this is
Why?
when FHA loans started getting really super popular with the 3.5% down and the lower interest, lower credit score, so that people can buy because they were so desperate to sell these homes that were like every other door was on a foreclosure.
Why did we show all of this to you guys? Because we want you guys to look at this data and compare it to today. Today, the market looks totally different. The data looks totally different from this.
Yeah.
Homes on average are 400 to 500K on average, getting sold in 10 days. Months of inventory is not 3 months worth. It's 0.4, not even a month worth. So that's what's driving the demand. That's what's driving the price. And on top of that, interest rates are super low. During this time, how much was interest rates?
I would say in 2007 to 2010, the average interest rate is probably about 5%. In 2006, I was trying to refinance my house and it was like at 6.5%. At that time, that was a steal of a deal, you guys. For all of you that are nervous out there or considering or on the fence of buying, I hope that this data really, really does help. This market that we're in right now, I feel is crazier than it was when it was in 2008, 9, and 10. And for obvious reasons.
A lot of you guys are probably asking the same question. Chia, when is the market going to crash? When is the market going to crash? Is there a sign we need to look out for when it does crash so that we can start buying homes pennies on the dollar? One, look at the data. That is going to give you guys an example of what type of market we're in. Right now, obviously, we're still in the seller's market. And two, if the market does correct itself, it's not going to be like in '08, '07, where prices went down almost in half. It's going to be more like in '06, '07, where homes were on the market for so long, like 100 plus days, that the seller had to reduce the price in increments until it got sold. That's what's gonna be the norm. Whatever happened in '07, '08 was because of a lot of fraud, like what Lisa was saying, and because of bad mortgages that was being sold to people that was unqualified. And those people were the vast majority of the market during that time that foreclosed, that caused the market to shock. But then the moment those big banks got bailed out in the middle of '08, y'all saw from the trend, inventory started getting reduced from 11 months to 3.6 months. That's what we want in every market.
Can you show '09, '10 as well, just so that they can see how long this lasted for? Because it lasted for a while. I would say it lasted maybe up to almost 2013.
Look, 2 months. From the beginning, from 4 months all the way down to 2 months worth of inventory. Started stabilizing. Average sold price. Look, it started going back up.
So now it's like a normal market. 2 to 3 months is a normal market. Can we see the average?
200,000, 212.
See, this is why it's important. You see how, like, even though it started going up, but the home prices didn't go up as quickly either. The average home prices didn't go up as quickly. And you want to see this because you want to see how long that last time lasted. People, even though they were buying, they were a little bit easier. But again, most of the people were still investors on this pool. People were still wary about buying. But if you have this data in front of you, it's so
Mhm.
easy to say, why didn't everybody jump in? Because
Right.
most people don't look at the data. Most realtors don't even look at data.
Let's look at the sold price. I mean, days on the market. Look, it went down. It started going down. It was like
Mm-hmm.
100 days. Now it's like 60 days. See, this is a steady market right here. On average, 60 days is okay. You know, that's how long it's gonna take for a homeowner to get their home sold in a steady
Mm-hmm.
market versus today where it's 10 days.
Right. And if people don't get an offer on the first week, they're already freaking out.
Yeah, they're like because they're spoiled.
Yeah.
They're like, Chia, what the heck is going on with my home? Is it too
Mm-hmm.
ugly? Do I need to reduce the price? Like, what the heck is going on? You're okay. You know
Yep.
what I mean?